guys, welcome to Muscle Memory. My name's Malcolm. Now, I thought the Detroit Lions were doing really well this season, but so is Juggalo Championship Wrestling. I'm joined by Violent J, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, brother. And I thank you for having me, man. That's right. And Detroit is definitely the place to be this year for JCW. I can tell you that.
Certainly, certainly. Now, I know there's a show tonight. Go ahead and tell us more about that because by the time this comes out, this will be on Triller TV for you guys to go ahead and go watch.
Cool. Well, check it out. I'll show you the venue real quick.
Of course. Oh, we'd love that. We got the ring there, play a good setup, a couple hundred people, maybe even more. It's amazing.
Yeah, we got we got show starts tonight in a couple hours, you know what I mean? And we got quite a lineup here today, man. I'm really proud of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. What kind of stars can we expect on JCW? We haven't seen a show before. The fan hasn't gone to a Juggalo Championship Wrestling show. What kind of fans will they or wrestlers will they see?
What kind of fans?
Or wrestlers, sorry. What kind of wrestlers will they see?
Oh, kind of rest shit, man. There's nobody here that you won't see. A lot of the guys we use are well-known guys everywhere. You know what I mean? But we've got a lot of our own stars as well. You know, we got guys like Too Tough Tony, Madman Pondo. You know, guys that have been with us for literally 25 years. You know, tonight's show is also happens to be our 25-year anniversary show.
Wow.
So there's guys that have been here. Richie Boy, Brian Wellington, his manservant Jeeves. These guys have been with this company for 25 years straight, you know. But also on the show tonight, we got JCW's current American champion, Caleb Conley. We got JCW's world champion, the Chocolate Juggalo, Willie Mack. We got the tag team champs, the Backseat Boys. We got JCW Women's Champ, Danny Moe. We got Mickey Knuckles here. We got the Brothers of Funstruction here. We've got Colby Carino here. We got the man that makes the best pizza, Luigi Primo. And we've got Cocaine is here. Our star Cocaine is here. We've got Tarzan here. Let's see. We've got just a whole host of guys, man.
Amazing. For people that don't know, Cocaine is a wrestler, just for a point of reference, just in case anyone's wondering.
That's right.
Just so we know. Just so we know. But in 2025, what can we expect out of Juggalo Championship Wrestling?
Oh man. Lots of touring. You know, that's one thing this company has done from the beginning that you don't necessarily see a lot of in smaller companies, you know, which is touring. And we do a lot of that. You know what I mean? We do a lot of tours where we go out and play, you know, 5 nights a week and do a lot of traveling. And that's one of the things that I think sets us apart. But that comes from ICP, and our band has developed how to tour so well because we've been doing it so long that for us, we've got a lot of that stuff dug out and a lot of those tracks laid. You know what I mean? So it's easier for us to put a tour together than it is for some of these other companies because we're very, very familiar with touring, you know?
No, certainly, certainly. And you mentioned ICP. I want to talk about you guys, obviously. Now, for people that don't know, and I feel like they should, you guys obviously have a big history in pro wrestling. Could you explain how ICP got into the WWE or WWF?
Yeah, we got into WWE. It's so crazy. See, we were actually wrestlers before we ever rapped. You know, we were independent wrestlers here in Detroit and throughout the Midwest. You know, I used to wrestle as Corporal Daryl Daniels, and I used to come to the ring and say, "Salute the Corp." And I had military gear on, and that was because my brother was in the Army, and he would send home military gear, and I'd wear that to the ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, when we got doing ICP, we ended up becoming successful, and the WWE contacted us, and they said, we want you guys to make the ring music for a team we have called the Oddities. And we said, do you guys know we even wrestle? And they were like, what do you mean you wrestle? And we're like, we're wrestlers. And they were like, no way. So they flew us out to Stanford, and we did some wrestling for them. and that was it. Next thing you know, we debuted at SummerSlam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like it was our destiny because we had planted those seeds as kids doing backyard wrestling for all those years. We knew we were going to be wrestlers, and then when we became actual wrestlers on the independent scene, we knew in our hearts we'd be wrestlers,
Yeah.
right? So that even though our passion changed and we ended up choosing to do hip hop instead, that dream still came back and knocked on our door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That dream had already been manifested by all that positivity and knowing that we're going to do that for a living for all those years. That even though we ended up changing our plans, years later, that dream presented itself to us to say, "Hey, do you still want this?"
No,
So
absolutely.
we did it. We ended up joining the WWF, and we toured with them for about 3 months. You know what I mean?
No, that's
Great,
amazing.
man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, obviously, like having that rap and wrestling connection, if you could pick a single rapper to become a professional wrestler, who would you like to see enter a ring?
Isn't Ice Cube's son a big wrestling fan?
He is, yeah, yeah.
Man, that is so cool. Ice Cube's my favorite rapper ever.
Okay.
He's my biggest influence. And we got to do a song with Ice Cube, you know what I mean? So I would say Ice Cube would make a great wrestler.
Maybe like Ice Cube and his son tag team match versus like the Usos or something. That'd be crazy.
Fuck yeah.
I would love to
Fuck
see that.
yeah.
Absolutely. Now you have your face painted up, whoop whoop, all that kind of stuff. So if you could pick, like, or out of all the wrestling in the world, right, all the wrestlers in the world, all the talent, who has the best face paint in pro wrestling?
Halloween 666.
Okay. Oh,
You know who that is? The luchador.
actually, I don't, but I'm definitely gonna look him up.
Halloween 666. He
Okay.
looks so ruthless. He's got black and white face paint.
Yeah.
He's got a big 666 on his forehead. And he was in WCW back in the day when we were there, you know.
Okay.
And I just saw him on at Triple Mania in
Yeah.
Tijuana. He was there, you know. And I'm looking at him in dress room and I'm like, damn, his paint is dope. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to look him up. I gotta do my research, but I got a couple more questions for you. Go ahead and wrap this up because I know you got a show tonight. Life is busy right now. So, what's like the hardest part about running a wrestling company for people that are trying to get into maybe starting their own promotion or getting into working in the higher ranks of independent wrestling? What's the hardest part about running a promotion?
For me, for me, the hardest part is um first of all, it takes a lot of money. You know what I mean? That's easily the real answer that goes hands down. It takes a lot of money. You know what I mean? But aside from that, for me personally, the hardest part is I have a very big heart. And let's say, you know, you need somebody to lose or you need somebody to lose the world title or something. Sometimes people take that harder than they should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And decisions end up being made for the individual, like somebody that might take it hard to the heart if you ask them to lose a belt. So you decide not to ask them. And that's really shitty because you should be able to do whatever's best for business, whatever's best for the company. Everybody on the roster should be down to do. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And when you're worried about feelings and things like that, that's where you make mistakes. You know what I mean? Because all of that stuff is backstage. Whatever you decide should happen to make the show interesting, to make the storylines better, to make all of that better, whatever that entitles, you should be able to do as a promoter without worried about hurting feelings or shit like that, because there's no room for that here.
Yeah.
You got to be able to do whatever's going to tell the best story in that ring. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You can't be concerned about what's going on backstage and who's feeling hurt by that. because that's where you make too many mistakes, man. And I'm the kind of guy that makes those mistakes because I care. I care about people, and I end up doing damage to myself. And like, for example, if a guy can drive in, but he wants a plane ticket, I'll be quick to go ahead and get him a plane ticket. And I make mistakes like that, brother. You can't have a heart like that when you're trying to run a business. You got to do whatever's best for the business. And so I actually just handed um all of the wrestling, the booking, which I mean like deciding what city we're coming to and making those decisions, like who's getting a flight and who can drive in. I handed all that power over to my manager, Billy. And now all I do here at JCW is creative. and I'm much happier that way because I don't like dealing with paydays and discussing money with friends and things like that. I don't like dealing with that. I just want to focus on the best show in the ring. You know what I mean?
No, certainly, certainly. Are you going to get back in the wrestling ring? Do you have some more matches left in you?
I had a retirement match in Japan a year ago, right? And I was so happy. I got it in Corrigan Hall, and I was so proud of myself for getting to go to Japan and do my moonsault in that famous building. And I was so proud of myself. And I held my retirement for about 3 months until I ended up doing a match for MLW. And it was like a 30-man Rumble Royal. And I ended up coming out of retirement and fucking that up. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, it looks
So
like you're still having that one last match. Like, who could be like the last person to retire you?
the last match I want to have is a 6-man tag.
Okay.
And I want it to be me, Too Tough Tony, and Caleb Conley
Yeah.
versus no, me, Too Tough Tony, and Madman Pondo versus Kerry Morton, Caleb Conley, and Congo Kong. These
Ooh.
are all really good friends of mine, and I think we'd have a lot of fun. And I certainly can't do a tag team match or a singles match, so I'd have to do a 6-man for my last match.
That's understandable. You mentioned Kerry Morton, great friend of the channel. We love Kerry on this side. He's a great guy. Love the guy.
Great guy, man.
Absolutely. Do you still watch the current like wrestling product in WWE and whatnot?
Say it again.
Do you still watch like the current wrestling product like Raw and SmackDown and whatnot?
I watch the recap. I
Okay.
watch the recap shows on YouTube and everything, but I don't watch the current product because I don't want that to influence what we're doing here.
That's fair.
I know that if I watch the current product, I'll get all into it again, and I don't want that to influence what we're doing here. I like this to be totally organic, and I like to do. I don't want to be influenced by them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
I
fair.
want to offer an alternative to that because no matter what business you're in, no matter what business you're in, right? And no matter how popular that business is, there'll always be a business for the alternative to that.
Yeah,
You get what I mean?
absolutely.
Like if everybody in the world is loving red and the color red is everywhere and it's everything and it's the hottest color,
Yeah.
you will always have a business for blue.
Yeah, yeah.
For people that don't go with the masses and don't go with the grain and they want to go in the other direction, you know? And so even though AEW and WWE and all that are killing it, there's always going to be a business for something else. And that's what we want to offer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Now, my follow-up question to that might be a little hard to answer, but just roll with me for a little bit. So, if you could pick, who is your tribal chief, Roman Reigns or Solo Sikoa?
Roman Reigns, he earned my respect. I
Why?
remember when people hated him.
Yeah,
You know, when he was sort of like Vince's chosen one, and
yeah,
they were almost cramming him down people's throats, you know. To see what he's become now, he's got my respect. You know what I mean?
I'm sure. No,
And
absolutely. Me.
all the girls think he's crazy hot. So, you know, I gotta respect that too. I wish I had that kind of attention.
He kind of looks like Aquaman a little bit. So, I see where they're coming from. But final question for you. As a musician and a wrestler, I know there's some certain things that always happen. You guys are always going from town to town, late nights and whatnot. So when you're trying to get some food and whatnot, when you stop at Waffle House, what is your order, Violet J?
Well, shit, man. I get 2 orders of hash browns, and I want it's smothered like with cheese, but I like it smothered. Like in other words, I get 2 orders of hash browns, but I want 4 slices of cheese on them. You know what I
There you
mean?
go. There you go.
And then I get the breakfast sandwich, the sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
And the bread on the breakfast sandwich, I like to have raisin bread.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's
Man,
good.
that's killer. And Waffle House is our spot. We've been stopping at Waffle House our whole life, you know. But be careful, because after 1 o'clock, Waffle House can become a dangerous thing. The bars let out, and that's the only place people can eat. So believe me, we've had some trouble at Waffle House.
I'm sure you have. Absolutely, man. I love it. I love it, man. But thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. Where can I find you on social media and Juggalo Championship Wrestling if they're not already following you guys?
Thank you for asking. You can find me on Instagram at violentj.icp. And then we're on Instagram at Juggalo Championship Wrestling. And right there, when you know, that's pretty much it. We're on, you can check out our show called Lunacy on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and you put JCW Lunacy, it'll come up. Or you can go to the Psychopathic Records channel, and all the episodes will come up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But listen, if you're out there watching and you're not into ICP, you're not a juggalo, you know, that's totally understandable. But we want to earn wrestling fans' respect. And we don't want it for free. We want to earn it, you know. So if you give us the time to check out some episodes of Lunacy, if you think it's whack, fair enough. Don't ever come back. But give us a shot. Don't write us off just because it says Juggalo in our name, and you might not be a Juggalo. Because this product, today's product of JCW, is for all wrestling fans. And that's the goal. It's not just for Juggalos. We'll always be a Juggalo product. It's in our name. But we're aiming for all wrestling fans. And we just want everybody to give us a shot, man, because these guys are working hard. We're breaking our backs in here, man. And we got some fantastic wrestlers. And we focus on storylines, and we just want everybody's attention to see if they might dig what we got, man. And anybody who gives us that, we thank you sincerely, man.
Absolutely. You heard it from the man himself. Guys, make sure you check it out. We have the links in the description down below. My name's Malcolm. This is Muscle Memory, and we're out.
We going up like 1,000. I'm a flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'm a flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. Hey.